Hi guys, welcome back to Great Area. My name is Maria and I'm here with Mexico-based DJ and producer Mike Montaño. So yeah, thanks for joining us. So we'd love to, get everything started by, talking about your musical past. Every artist kind of has a story to tell and how everything came to be. So how did your story begin?
I'm gonna try to make it as short as possible, but
Okay.
it's going all the way to my childhood, and it's all back to my mom's disco records, and everything started dancing at home, and then without knowing that that would be the main influence, it came back when I was in high school, when I started listening to things like Daft Punk and stuff like that. And then everything got related. I started playing the drums, and suddenly I noticed that I couldn't bring the drum kit everywhere. So the turntables were a really good option in the place where I was living in studying my career in Querétaro with all my friends that initiated me in this whole career, spending the summers buying records and just having fun trying to mix the records, and that's where everything started. Then that was in 2000. Progressive house was the best thing that you could listen. It was this sense of feeling that you were listening to something new. But in that moment, everything got connected with my roots, with my disco roots, and suddenly it was easy for me coming from this, let's say, drum profile to get into the four to the floor beats.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So would you say you said that it comes your mom was the one who introduced you to all this music to begin with?
Totally. And without knowing, even my mom doesn't even know that in that era was the beginning of the synthesizers. And after that, after having this period of my life studying and practicing and mixing and reading about music history, I come to her, and it is still for her something very surprising that everything is connected. No, so she's very happy.
Yeah.
She has been on stage with me a few times, so it's a deep connection, and it's totally her fault.
Well, it's a good thing that she showed you all this music. So I guess from, you're saying that you kind of like became passionate about it from a young age. When you first started creating music and you said, before, choosing to produce electronic music to begin with, you were playing the drums and, doing other things. Did you always know that you wanted to actually pursue a career in music? Or, at the time, was it just kind of like a fun thing for you?
It has been since the very beginning a fun thing, and I always see it as a hobby.
Mhm.
But it has been chasing me all my life to continuing as an artist profile and turning it eventually in a professional profile, since I get deeper and deeper into the career. No, once you love it, it's like you cannot go away, because you discover all the sounds and the ways that you can produce music. So it's something that I believe it's part of your life, and when it's part of your life, it's very difficult to take it out. I mean, you can do anything else in your life, which is also fun to do other things. No, this
Yeah.
I in my personal opinion, I think that when you sometimes feel that it's your career and you put so much pressure on yourself,
Mhm.
especially now after COVID,
Mhm.
that we
Definitely.
struggled so much as an artist, and it's very difficult to stay away from that profile when you don't have anywhere to express. No,
Yeah,
so I think
definitely.
that's when. Uh, but for me, it's always been about fun and inspiration. So I try to keep it like that as well, to keep that balance.
No, that's amazing. And obviously, your story is great, like it coming kind of from like a family situation and that's what kind of like made your love for music grow. I think always past experiences always play a huge role in like, what we choose to do in life and where our aspirations come from. So yeah, I think that's a beautiful thing. So, and it definitely translates in your music. So that's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's also about as you said, a family thing that you don't know, but it comes from there, and it's about a personality as well. So I think.
Exactly. Yeah, awesome. And you said, as you mentioned earlier, your mom has come on stage with you. Is there anyone else in your family who's also like, a musician or into music that you can kind of relate to other than her?
I think somewhere from my granddad, somewhere there's a musician background. But my mom, she's not a musician, but she was more a dancer. So I think
Okay.
it was more
But
about
still, yeah, you gotta love music
have
to be a dancer.
being
Yeah.
more like outgoing, and it's also a reflection, as you say, in my music. No, it's not. Some people approaches this career
Mhm.
as a deeper personality or as a deeper creativity, but in my case it's more about expressing, no?
Yeah, and that's kind of what music is about, isn't it? Just kind of expressing. There's no right or wrong way to produce music, and you've showed that with all the productions that you've done in the past. So that's awesome.
Agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah, and you were born in Mexico, right?
Yes, I was born in the center part of Mexico. There's no music, there's no electronic music background there. There's
Yeah.
nothing to be. I had to move from my hometown. I mean, right now I come back 20 years after I started, and I see a club running there. Everyone,
Yeah, it's
hello to
growing.
Radio Bar in Irapuato. And I see it, and it's like when you see a child growing, and you were not there, and now you see it evolving. And I
Mhm.
see now all the young people accepting electronic music as part of their culture, and like taking eventually away the bad taste that could
Yeah. No,
be all
definitely.
around.
Definitely. That was actually what I was just about to ask you. Like, I know, in Mexico, it's a country known for its beautiful music, like rancheros, mariachi. Like, I'm Hispanic and my parents listen to it all the time. And, electronic music is there, but it just started to become a thing there recently. So that's what I was going to ask you. Like, like, how have you seen the scene evolve, like, ever since you started? Because you started a while back, I would say, before, it became a thing. So how have you seen it evolve in the past, I don't know, maybe 5 years?
Oh, oh, my skin just give me goosebumps of what we're living right now in this era. I mean, I'm very happy and proud of the people that finally has been fighting for their right to party, if we could
Mhm.
mention as the Beastie
Okay.
Boys say. But right now, it has been very difficult to find, for example, in the industry before, to find a spot in the radio, to be aired on the radio. And it has been always difficult in electronic music. Of course, this has been changing, that all the channels as yours,
Mhm.
for example, has
Yeah,
opened a new
definitely.
market, and this market goes to these channels. But right now, I think we're seeing this evolution of this new era, that people is finally accepting electronic music as as an open genre. And yeah, rancheros is part of the culture, and we're not gonna be we cannot erase that culture
Of
of
course.
Mexico, and it is not the purpose. This is not a fight between music genres, but it's also good to accept diversity, and it's good that people right now accept electronic music as part of culture, or as part of an aspirational hobby, as a DJ, like new kids want to do it due to software and technology.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree completely. I mean, electronic music, it started in other cities, but I think it's great that it's kind of flourishing all over the world, especially cities or countries in South America where like it was never really a thing. And it's beautiful thing to see that now it's growing and all these clubs are opening up. Like even through COVID, there's been so many shows everywhere in Mexico. So that's great to see.
Yeah, indeed. I'm very proud of it. I mean, all the glory to Detroit, and all the glory to Chicago. And
Mhm.
as they said, that the seed was there, and then Europe absorbed it, and then they created this child that everybody is like accepting all over the world. And right now it's all over there, no?
Yeah, no, definitely. And obviously, in terms of like all the events that have been going on in Mexico, like everyone's kind of escaping to, Tulum, Cancun, like all these, even American-based festivals are happening over there because they can't happen here. So it's like, I don't know, I feel like for a lot of people in the past year, like Mexico has kind of been the hub, at least on this side of the world. And I know you've played a lot of shows, in Cancun, in Playa del Carmen, in Tulum. So how has that gone for you in the past year, despite everything going on?
That's a really interesting question, putting into the situation that we're living now as a community that wants to party somewhere around the world. And as we finally conclude with all the events in Tulum, I think that eventually, right now, all the people of the world will find somewhere to rave, and Mexico, it's just paradise. I mean, I've been playing locally and also in festivals like the VPM festival, and the difference is the festivals. Of course, you have all this essence of the place, because as I mentioned in other interviews, those are the ones that have been through the adversities, and they continue working every weekend for this place. So right now, Mexico, yes, indeed, is the best place to come and party on winter. And it has become, for the last 10 years, the Riviera Maya, all this area from Cancun to Tulum, in a sequence, let's say in that sequence, like first Cancun, then Playa del Carmen, and now Tulum. All these, through the last 20 years, they have this period of life that they have been the hotspot for coming in winter for all the industry. All the industry here, everyone is here. Like if there would be the kings of electronic music, they would come and visit everyone, all the royal family of electronic music. It's here in winter, and there's nowhere else that could compare for, let's say, the facts of the environment, the weather, the legal permissions, and the sense of freedom that you could not find anywhere else around the world, right?
Yeah. And yeah, it must be great, kind of like knowing that your country that you were born in is that for a lot of people. Like that must be such an amazing feeling.
It is. It sometimes gives you being a Mexican gives you a little contrast, no? You as Guillermo del Toro said, like you kind of live in the darkness. So you also understand living on the darkness, between the darkness and the light, because not everything is shiny and great, no? But it is awesome to host all the people that comes with all their energy to find a place to listen this music, and this makes you feel that you're not wasting your time, because as we talked before, being suppressed as a genre and as a, let's say, as a culture, it makes you feel that this is big, this is something big. And eventually, like happened before, when they did the techno tacos with Richie Houghton, that they just closed the street and it was a free party. And this place, like for example, like Playa del Carmen has been 20, if I'm not wrong, between 25 and 27 years old, declared city. Of course, it has been older, but it has been declared city 27 years old. So electronic music is mostly almost the same. So it's like this city has been founded in beats with 4 to the floor beats. So basically, they cannot run away with it. So it's a very good spot.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I know like recently, I know you were supposed to play Departure Festival, but unfortunately that got canceled. I was actually supposed to go with my friends last, but it didn't end up happening. But other than that, do you have any upcoming performances in that area, or anywhere else in Mexico that you're excited about?
Yeah, we're planning something with my friends, because as artists, let's say, as artists, see, or DJs, see is that in Tulum you have right now like a season that all the people comes, and they let's say you have until 12, from the 26th of December to January 12th or 13th, that you have this high season performance of festivals. So we don't pursue that. I mean, we always probably have our main presentation or main show or main gig in any of the festivals, but what we look for, it's like the off days that come, as you have noticed in every festival all over the world. The best parties are
in Mexico
parties,
right
right
now. Yep. So when is that? I don't know if you want to go tell us about it or what, but when are you?
Yeah, we're planning something. We're planning something with some friends that are around. So there's nothing really staged because we're waiting for some details. But we're gonna throw basically like just secret parties, and nothing really open as well, because we have been very let's say cautious with that, because as well right now there's some parties in Tulum, and there's some friends doing stuff, parties and after parties there, but we can actually, some of them we cannot announce them yet.
So they're like secret, like basically underground underground parties, like very underground.
And that's totally what I love as well. No, just try to avoid the cell phones on the dance floor, and just let yourself go and be safe, of course. No.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And that's kind of like the whole point of how this community even started, like back in the day, everything was underground, the legal rave concept, like it wasn't even, legal to have these parties. So I think it's awesome when artists, do events like that, because that's kind of like where this all came from to begin with. So I love hearing that from, artists around the world.
Yes, I'm really into that. Of course, everyone wants to be a successful story in Instagram, and everyone wants to have a big community that could follow you right now, and that's fine. But in some of our cases, we love like a small community, like all safe, everyone knows each other, and everybody goes just for the groove and for the party and for the music, and nothing else apart from what it has been becoming in some mainstream events. No.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Like, I mean, it's great that, electronic music has become so big all over the world, but it is nice to have it be in, events or situations where everyone's really there for the music and nothing else. Because, like you said, like there's different types of events, there's different types of artists. And I think, sticking to the underground is, kind of like, it takes everyone back to where our roots came from. So yeah, that's
totally.
Yeah, you and your friends are hosting that. Are you doing it in Playa del Carmen, or
we're gonna do it in between Playa and Tulum? We have a few spots that are in the jungle. So if you guys want to know, you can just message me on my Instagram. You're free and welcome to join. Of course, everyone that is just watching this, and if it's passing by, we're also naturally good hosts in Mexico, because there is so many people coming to enjoy, not only as a party place, but also as a touristy place, to go into the ruins or doing like diving, anything. So we know all the places to enjoy as you would like to enjoy. There's people that comes just go to the main festivals, the big festivals, and some of them we experience that. So we're looking to the opposite thing, no, like more intimate,
like the real Mexico.
less spotlights, less tokens for drinks, like all these things. Like, I understand, like it's part of the industry, it's part of the production. It's good to see a good screen, an
Of
amazing
course.
screen on the that I love it too. But we are more into like small clubs, small venues, big sound systems,
Mhm.
and just a good friendly crowd
Yeah.
around.
No, that's amazing. I love it. And when were you hoping to plan this? Is it later this
We're
month or next month?
This is by the end. It's going to be by the end of the month
Okay.
and the beginning of February.
Okay.
There's also a few places that we are thinking what to do yet, because we in this stage of January, regularly the people that have planned something, they have planned it way before, because they have sorted out all the DJs that are around. And there's other ones that, depending who are the DJs available and
Mhm.
who are the friends available, we can say like, okay, let's throw a party, maybe not this weekend, but by the end of
Yeah.
January or the beginning of February, because other friends are arriving in that moment. So for sure, we're gonna throw a party with the ones that's gonna be around by the end of January or the beginning of
Of
February.
February. Okay, yeah, no, that's awesome. I think that's an amazing idea. And, best of luck to you with this. And I think that's an amazing concept to just kind of, do your own thing and not really kind of do what everyone else is doing. I think that's awesome.
And there's also really good things to do. There's also really good options there. Tulum is just, uh, I mean, all the love to Ibiza, but as well, Tulum is right now winning the
It
spotlight,
is. It is.
and
Yeah.
the whole season is going to be open until the end of January.
Yeah.
So people expected just to come for the first 2 weeks, but now they opened a few clubs. So I think Ibiza has landed in Tulum officially.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely. But yeah, have you been to Ibiza recently, or when was the last time that you were able to go?
No, I haven't been never in Ibiza. I choose always Berlin after
Oh, okay.
before instead of Ibiza.
Yeah.
Just though, I mean, like I would love to be,
Hmm.
but the last summers that I was in
Of
Europe,
course.
I
Yeah.
I decided to go into Berlin and spend more time in Berlin, because I thought that it was better for my career.
Hmm.
And but I have friends living there, and some of the people that has been living there has been also asking me what is going on in Tulum. So
Yeah.
I think they
That's
are
crazy. Yeah.
they
We'll
are
see what.
considering.
Yeah, and it's easier. I feel like, I mean, obviously, if you live in Europe, it's easy to get to Ibiza, but I think, Tulum is just more accessible for a lot more people. So I think that's probably like a big thing too. But we'll see what happens in the next year or two. Let's see how this summer goes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. We will have to wait. This is the story is not over. Maybe
exactly.
probably the people in Ibiza is gonna be like, yeah, wait until summer, and you're gonna
Yeah, of
see if Tulum is gonna be. Of course, those are different spots.
course.
No, we cannot compare.
Yeah.
But it is a true thing that Ibiza investments have been already putting a step on Tulum,
Mhm.
and that's a reality.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I guess we'll have to wait till the summer's over to see what happens. Yeah.
That's
My
right.
next
Yeah.
yeah, my next question for you is, obviously, talking about, big electronic music cities, you said you just went to, Berlin, you chose to be there. What other cities are you like really excited to go in the near future? And like, in order in the sense of like meeting people for your career, what cities are you hoping to explore in the next coming
I
years
have
or
I
months?
have never been in Manchester. I would love
Okay.
to be in Manchester, just for the way they party, and I think that they really know, and I'm really into also. There's some of the tech house, minimal house,
Mhm.
and this kind of swinging house. They are really doing nice parties over there. So I would love to go there. I would love to go to Fabric, because I have never been in Fabric.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's on my list too.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would, and I have never been in Detroit. I've been only in Chicago,
Mhm.
and that's only for the culture part
Yeah.
of being there. Also, I don't know, in South America, I would love to go to Brazil as well. They have been telling me a lot of good stories. And I have a few friends from Colombia. They still are running parties, so probably I would really love to go there. And I've been in Argentina. I love the Argentinian crowd. They really know how to party.
Oh,
And there's
I'm
also
sure.
sí, hola a todos mis amigos argentinos, yeah, all my Argentinian friends here in Mexico. We have become like a community, because also here in the Riviera Maya, there's also a big Argentinian crowd. So they have been also holding the electronic music scene, and that's also a reality. No, they know really well how to party. They just come to the dance floor, and sometimes they don't talk much. They just
Yeah,
dance
they
a
just
lot.
dance. I love that. I
Yes.
love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. And then obviously, I just asked you about cities or countries that you would like to visit. What about if festivals or big events that you'd like to play in your future? Like what would be your top
Oh,
event?
it would be, wow, Fusion Festival would be a dream that
Okay.
I would really, wow, that's something that it's out of this world for me. And of course digital would be a really nice option. I have never been in Ade, so I've been in
Okay.
Amsterdam but not in the Ade season.
Yeah.
And for now I would just attach for that.
Yeah. No,
Maybe
those are, hey, you'll get there one day. Don't worry. You'll get there. You'll get there.
hope.
Yeah.
We have more time. We have more time. So
Exactly. Exactly.
we're not in a rush. We're not in a rush.
Exactly. And obviously like there's so many new events popping up too. So it just gives you so much opportunity to kind of like do whatever you want to pursue.
Exactly. And as I said, like more than a festival, I would rather prefer to be in that same level of energy that we talked about, no? Like the
Like
really
the intimate.
underground feeling that everyone is just connected to the music, which is also really nice.
Yeah, no, and I'm sure, like I said, a lot of those are going to pop up eventually, and I'm sure that you'll be a part of it. And so it's something that you're so passionate about.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Awesome. So, obviously, we've been talking a lot about events and traveling. I want to, talk a little bit more about your music specifically. House music, it's a very broad concept. There's so many subgenres under it. What made you want to stick with your particular sound? It's a very deep melodic house. Like, what inspired you to want to create that house sound specifically?
What inspires me, I think definitely the way that we can create moves, and the way that rhythms can be transformed into a very specific type of house sound. I mean, I've been doing a lot of. I always try to explore sounds. I've been producing different types of house music, and I still love the way house music sounds. It's something that it always gives inspiration for the collective productions that we all put out there. So I think it's something that it's being something that you cannot expect, but it's about a tickle that makes you move, and as they said, no, it's totally a feeling, and
Yeah,
it's hard to
definitely.
describe. It's hard
Yep.
to describe. It's not techno, and it's not other genre. It's just this feeling that makes you be in the tickle. And right now, like, I have a lot of my colleagues and good friends are into minimal house,
Mhm.
and minimal house, it has also a very um strict selection of sounds or production tricks, and but it's everything based on house music. It's just
Of
an
course.
adaptation of house music. So house music is the font. It's like the core of the ideas. And then if you feel sometimes that you want to do something like more let's say with congas and drums, and then right now they call it Afro house. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. No, but I'm not. I don't like to be like stuck in a label,
Specific
like
like
to
genre.
describe.
Hmm.
Yeah, like because I like to explore, and that's why I've been how can I call it, like um I have disappointed many labels for not continuing the pattern of the sound that they signed me for.
Hmm.
So sometimes the A&R signs you for that song, and they want you to keep
Continue. Hmm.
feeding, no, continuing with that type of sound, because that's why they signed you. And
Exactly.
that's why I always turned on them, because in some point I want to do something different.
Of
So I have explored different, from the progressive side to the a little more techno side, until
course.
now into a more deep mellow, and then eventually minimal house. So
Yeah.
it's not that I want to change all the time, but it's what it comes in the moment that I produce,
Mhm.
and I really follow that feeling. No, it's not that some other people and some other friends say it's like, maybe you should just go straight and
The same
follow
thing.
that sound that you have there and go with that. But in my case, I will follow more the
Yeah.
exploration of the sounds.
Of course, no, and that makes total sense. I mean, that's kind of the point of being an artist to begin with, to be able to express yourself in any way you want without limits, or, you have to do this or produce this type of music. Because, at the end of the day, you decided to be a musician to do that. So I think that's great that you kind of just stick to what you're passionate about and what you want to create, and not what other people are telling you to create. Because we need a lot of that in this industry in order to keep the creativity going. And yeah, that's an amazing kind of like vision to have. So I love hearing that.
Also, thank you. But yeah, not all the people is happy with that, because they're like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
you're again like, just, yeah, you're not gonna be like this because you want to change. And I mean, in my case, as I told you, like, I'm not in a rush. I mean, I know where am I, and I
Yeah.
know what I'm capable for. So I'm really enjoying every moment that I produce a song. And sometimes I have experienced other stages on my producing career, that when you have this anxiety that you want to do as much as possible and sign as much as possible songs that you could, that is fine as well, and it's good to experience it.
Yeah.
But in my case, I enjoy every moment that I have, and now I'm more like selective in the moments, and I try to keeping it low. So that's in the stage where I'm at now.
Yeah, no, and I love that. And life always has a great way of working things out. So it's all about pursuing your passions and doing what feels right. And eventually, the right things are gonna come your way. So that's amazing.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then obviously, 2022 just started. So what would you say are your biggest aspirations and goals in terms of your music career for the rest of the year?
Definitely try the NFTs. I will. I'm just trying to explore that area.
Okay.
I have a lot of music just holding there that I could start doing with other friends and put it out there as NFTs. I would like to explore that. I would like to create to not depend more on labels decisions, because as well, I have the labels that they are always keen and very kind and open to receive my demos,
Mhm.
but also some of the releasing dates are taking a lot of time, especially after COVID. So right now, everything is like going back on track. So I think that I hope that I could release more tracks, at least an EP every 2 months or 3 months.
Okay.
And if not, I would open more my Bandcamp um, site, so I could put more of my music there. And I definitely in this year put something in a record format or in a physical format, either
Okay.
cassette or
Okay.
something in a physical format. So
Okay.
that's one of my purposes of productions this year so far. Collaborations. I don't think I'm not gonna do much this year. Last year I opened the door to do productions, and it was a crazy year, no?
Yeah.
When you do collaborations, and so I understood that a lot of people were having a rough time, so it was difficult to approach deadlines and finish
Yeah.
tracks and stuff.
Sure.
So I left all that part of leaving collaborations and gonna put myself to work and get things done for the purposes that I mentioned, which is like trying these new formats and releasing more, either with the labels that I've released before or opening more to the public and just going on Bandcamp.
Okay, awesome. That sounds great. I mean, you're off to a good start. I know the year just started, but yeah, good luck with your event that you're throwing with your friends. That's going to be incredible, I bet. Are you like planning on posting about that? Like you said, it's going to be a secret, right? Like you're not really publicizing it to the world. Okay. But yeah, best of luck to you. I think it's an amazing concept. So there's this thing that we do at the end of our interviews. It's called a speed round. It's kind of weird, but it's just a little like 10 to 15, quick questions just to kind of like, I don't know, end the interview on a fun note. So I'm just going to ask you like really random questions, and it's either like you pick one or the other. All right.
Okay,
Are you ready?
Let's see. Let's go.
All right, ready? These are we've talked about these briefly. I didn't plan on this, but they just kind of go with what we talked about. But all right, here we go. You ready?
Okay, right. Let's go. Just shoot.
Okay, Tulum or Cancun?
Tulum.
Okay. Intimate club or big festivals? I already know your answer, but
club. Small
Okay.
club.
Indoor or outdoor performance?
Indoor performance.
Okay. Underground or mainstream?
Underground, definitely.
Of course. House or techno?
House.
Tequila or mezcal?
Mezcal, all the way.
Good answer. Good answer. It's an unpopular opinion, but yes. Corona or Modelo?
Modelo.
Okay. Beach or mountains?
Oh, beach.
Beach? Yeah. Okay. How about both?
Yeah. If we could have both, I mean,
that's the best.
Sometimes we get tired of the beach even living here, because sometimes it's like, but sometimes we also forget that we live and we have the beach there and we don't enjoy it. So it's something that we must enjoy.
Yeah, definitely. Be without a phone or access to Wi-Fi on a tropical island, or have both but be stuck indoors for a whole year.
Oh, tropical island without without the phone. Thank God. Just bring my like some way to call my mom and my family, and that's it.
If you had to pick one thing in your studio to take with you anywhere, what would it be?
That's a difficult one.
That's a hard one.
I actually thought about it, and I didn't end up choosing, but I would keep my Juno 106. That's the oldest piece that I have.
Okay, awesome. And then this is the last one. Would you rather spend 6 months touring or 6 months locked in the studio?
Right now, in my position, I would do the lockdown in the studio. Okay. I mean, I haven't toured much, but right now I don't really I wouldn't choose that one. I would choose the studio, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, there's no right or wrong answer. So, well, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mike, for having us. And yeah, it's been a pleasure getting to chat with you and learning a little bit more about, your story as a musician. So really, thank you for having us.
Thank you to all the Gray Area and all the Gray Area team and everyone back there. You're making a great job. Thanks for having me, and hope to see you soon here in the Caribbean. I hope
hopefully.
To host you, everyone. Send everyone here.
Well, I'll let everyone know.
There's a lot of work we have to do here, so you can still like bring your computer and just work as beach office. Do the beach office, definitely.
Yeah, no, that sounds great, especially for everyone that's in the cold right now. That sounds pretty great. Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye. Good meeting you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Bye. You too.